Hey guys, sorry our microphone's having a couple of complications out here, so we're not going to be using the microphone for this shot. But hey, it's me Sam, and today we're going to be continuing our work on our Inception inspired short film Dream Paradox. Today we're going to be going through our storyboarding process and how, if you're like us and you don't want to be sat in a room for ages drawing and drawing and drawing, how you can do the storyboarding process and actually get some fun out of it. You're watching Cine 101. In Inception, as you might know, well as you should know if you've seen the film, each layer of dreams looks different. We're going to be doing that in the short film, but what we want to do in the storyboard process is that, though this wouldn't be where the actual layer was going to be, we were going to have different places to represent each layer. So going up to perhaps where we're going now, the local castle, would take photos of every single shot that would be in the first layer, and then when we go to put it into Celtics later, we'll then know that's the first layer stuff. So let's get up there. Now, before we get on to the storyboarding stuff, I just thought we'd discuss the whole idea of getting a cast together. We have 6 speaking parts, as it were, in our film, and we've got 4 of those characters filled. Well, you know, it could change, it could subject to change, but the best way, if you're like us, I mean we're all 14, 15-year-olds, the best way to be able to get a decent cast together while still maintain, because obviously if you're not an adult and you're not part of an actual proper company, you can't hold auditions and stuff like that, because otherwise it's not going to be taken seriously. So the best way you can do it when you're 14, 15, 16 like us, the best way to do it is to just go to your friends who perhaps took drama for GCSE or are in a lot of the school productions, because then at least then you've got a bit of reassurance they're decent actors, and then if they're right for the part, which a lot of our friends are actually right for the parts, you know, then you've got quite lucky, because then you don't need to worry about not being taken seriously, and you've also then, like I said, got a decent cast. One of the people we've got in our cast hasn't taken GCSE drama, hasn't taken, doesn't go in any of the school productions, but he's perfect for the role. We're not going to disclose any of the actors in it yet until we've filled up the other 2 speaking parts that we need to fill up, and until we've actually got this cast confirmed. So yeah, we'll keep you posted on that. So, one really important thing to remember, we keep making this mistake, but it's as I've said in other videos, this is a learning process for us. One thing to always remember when you're taking photos like this for a storyboard is that it doesn't matter if, for example, the shot is too dark, the shot is too bright. What matters is that you're getting the right type of shot and that the people fit within the shot. So for example, if you've put down a 2 shot on your screenplay, you need to make sure the camera's set out to look like a 2 shot, and that your 2 people that you've asked to just go into the shot just to put on the storyboard can actually fit, because otherwise you're going to show up on set one day and the shot's not going to be right and the people don't fit in, and then you've got to make it up as you go along, and then that adds on time. You want this to be a nice easy process, especially if you're in our position and this is your absolute first short film, so that's something to remember.
Okay, so we just finished storyboarding around here at the castle. We've got all the shots we need for our storyboarding, so when we get home to Sasha's house now, we're going to import them all into Celtics, because it's got a really good storyboarding program built into it. We can then either print that off or leave it on a laptop, so that when we are on set we can just quickly look at them, so that Sam, who's directing the film, can just look at it and see, right, okay, I need people here, people here, people here, rather than having to make it up on the spot, because it makes it so much easier to get the shot set up when you know exactly what you're doing, which is why we're storyboarding and why we prefer to take pictures, so we can actually get the proportion of the person as opposed to the background. Whereas when you're drawing, you could always mess something up, but with a picture, it's the real person. You can't draw their eye wrong because it's an image, unless they have a wonky eye. But yeah.
Now guys, we've just jumped onto Fraps so that we can show you the Celtics storyboarding software. Now this is the first time I've used the storyboarding software on here, so I'm really just gonna see how it goes. So I'm presuming this is where you're gonna name the scene, as it were. So we started off with a prologue, so we're gonna put prologue, and we're gonna go to add image first, and we're going to go onto desktop, which is where we have our folder. Here it is, storyboard, and we're just gonna put in a sample image. This is one image we took earlier. Now this is where you can add a sketch, which if for example you took a photo, or if you made a sketch you can add that in just to sort of compare the photos. So now, for example, this is probably, I'd say, a wide shot, and so we're just going to describe it now. Add shot. What does that do? Add shot. Or is that just add another one? Right. Okay. So wide. A castle in South Wales is hit by the sun, and that's literally all we would be putting down. I mean, we're not too advanced in what we do, so perhaps you'll be a lot more advanced, but that's really how we are going to be doing it. I'm not going to show you any more, obviously, as it'll spoil, even though this doesn't spoil any of the story, but anyway, yeah,